Good evening from Toronto. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. And Jay, the Grizzlies have long departed Vancouver. The Raptors are Canada's team. And right now, one of the most consistent in the NBA.
And this team has a whole country behind them, Ed, just not a city. And I'm so sick and tired of fans talking about this team can't make it out of the playoffs. They have the personnel to achieve the ultimate level of success, and that's winning an NBA championship.
No, in hockey terms, he's ready to drop the gloves. We're ready to go in this one in Toronto. To Paul. Going to launch beyond the arc. Chris Paul is going to get 3 shots here. A career 86% from the line. First one goes down. And he misses the second. Across the timeline, it's Lowry. They trail by 2. To Van Vliet. Driving right to the basket. Oh, straight down the middle for 2. Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. The screen sets him up for 2. He has that sixth sense that you just can't teach.
He's like a traffic cop, and he's navigating a myriad of bodies coming his way. And there's a smaller innuendo of the game that nobody talks about. When he makes a great pass, he'll tell the offensive player, shoot it, go up, dunk it. He will direct you and lead you to success.
Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Paul across the timeline. Looking to make something happen. Here comes the screen. Ooh, Chris Paul. 2 for 2. That's what you want. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
To Gasol. Ibaka. You could see Serge salivate. Wide open, he drills it.
Great shot by the offense, but the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
Paul. His first effort off the mark. Lowry into the front court. His team up by 1. Fred Van Vliet to Ibaka. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
The Thunder have the possession. Throws it down.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
To Van Vliet. Screen coming.
Hey, big screen right there, big screen.
The jumper's off the mark. Scores from the post.
Old school equals high percentage.
Lowry with it. Down a point. To Gasol. Able to convert inside. Here's Paul. Controlling the offense. Spinning shot. Won't fall. To Ibaka. Steven Adams sends it away. Thunder reclaim it. Paul with it up top. Down by 1. The monster stuff.
You never want to leave anything to chance when you attack the rim. You finish strong every time you headhunt.
Lowry into the front court. They trail by 1. To Van Vliet. The pass set it all up.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Thunder with the basketball. They get it down to Paul. Marc Gasol rejects it. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Marc Gasol. Serge Ibaka with a piece.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
To Gasol. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
In the paint, you need to finish. Just like that.
Now Paul with the basketball. They're down 3. Short jumper stays out.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
To Gasol. Lyles grabs the board. Paul into the front court. Down 3. Here comes the screen. Paul. 4-3. And hits the first free throw. Knocks down the second free throw. Knocks down all 3 at the line. Ball's controlled by Lowry. And stuffs it home. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Short jumper off the mark.
That's called a heat check right there. Surprised he missed that one. That was an open look.
Across the timeline, it's Lowry. Lead is 2. To Ibaka. Lowry. To Gasol. Down low. Almost. Unlucky bounce.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
And he connects on the first free throw. Second and 3, got it. And he hits all 3 free throws. It's the Raptors with the basketball. Fred Van Vliet. Deep left corner. Fires the 3, buries it on the catch and shoot.
And I just hear my high school coach preaching this thing to me every single day, and it's still pertinent for the NBA. It's all about spacing. And when you have guys who are lethal three-point shooters and they understand spacing, oh, that whole floor opens up, and that's a thing of beauty to watch.
Nothing going here on that drive. Ooh, Chris Paul. Now 3 for 9. When you look at playmakers in the last decade plus, what sets Chris Paul apart?
He always puts you in a position to succeed. He leads because he's vocal, and when he directs and he guides, there is nobody better at the position than CP3.
Here comes the screen. Down to 5 on the 24. Shot won't go. Finish that. Powell to Van Vliet. Got it.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Marc Gasol snatching it out of the air.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
And throws it down. Jay, they've had no answer for this guy.
He's been on fire this first quarter. That's the way you take it right to your opponent. You attack right out of the gate.
To Van Vliet. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Fires the 3. Van Vliet denied. Have to like the defense. Paul into the front court. He'll run the offense. Missed a wide open look. Fred Van Vliet stuffs it down with authority.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Oklahoma City ball. For 3. Not that time. He missed it. And a whistle.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor.
For Toronto, number 6, Lance Stevenson. Into the game for the Thunder, number 30.
Stevenson to Gasol. Can't connect.
Hey, lock up.
To Paul. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. How's that for a start? 14 points in this first quarter as he knocks down the 3.
And look, I know this requires great conditioning on the defensive part, but you have to start denying him the ball. Make him catch the ball further away from the basket.
To Gasol. Marc Gasol. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
There's some players out there that like the freedom of space, and then we have the anomalies. We have the players who feel comfortable being uncomfortable, and almost the physicality of the game centers them and puts them right on balance every time.
The assist, number 29.
To Gasol. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
OKC ball. To Paul. Lets it fly from long range. Message received. Well defended. To Stevenson. They work it down to Gasol. Had a chance, but it's no good. Marc Gasol. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. Fred Van Vliet to Stevenson. Gasol with the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Beyond the arc for three. And he can't get it to go down. It's no good.
I got him. Here we go. My ball.
Fred VanVleet to Stevenson. To Gasol. Nothing going here on that drive. Has a look. Deep two there. Won't go. Now a steal as the Raptors have it. Nice step through and the finish, Jay. 4-2. Late heave to beat the buzzer. First quarter in the books. The Raptors in front. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we...
Substitutions, Toronto. Stepping in for the Oklahoma City Thunder, number 29.
Paul. Here's a chance from long range. Oh, he hits the three.
The post-shot confidence is everything. He's still running down the court, holding his extension.
Toronto with the basketball. Lowry. Lays it up and in.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
And he dunks it down for two. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
That pass taken away by Toronto.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
And when plays like that happen with multiple players touching the ball, the basketball gods will 100% reward you.
From long range, great defense, forcing the miss.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Steven Adams swats it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
That transition offense was flawless. When guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency. You heard me correctly, a sense of urgency. You will get a great shot every possession.
They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Fred VanVleet. Down low Gasol. Using the post to his advantage there and the finish at the rim.
Look, the most efficient offenses are the ones with the highest number of assists. There are only 5 teams in the league that average 25 assists or more.
To Gasol. Down low. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on a defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Free throw is good to finish off the three-point play. That slices the lead down to 4. Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. To Adams. And finishes strong.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Fred VanVleet to Gasol. Not that time. Paul across the timeline. Up by 6. Going to launch beyond the arc. Knocks it down. That was a tough shot.
You live by the three, you die by the three. And guess what? They're living large right now.
Fred VanVleet to Ibaka. Scores from the post.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Oklahoma City's got it.
Remaining in the second quarter.
Paul. Trying to cash in. Paul shot off the mark. Fred VanVleet. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down.
And no emotion, just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
Paul with it up top. Leads 5. Now a steal as the Raptors have it. Now Paul with the basketball. His guys should be able to get the final shot. 4-3. Can't connect. It's no good. Not that time. Desperation shot here from half court. First half in the books. The Thunder with the lead.
The Thunder will start the second half with a narrow lead. Clearly, the number of three-pointers these guys scored in the first half was incredible. And if they can keep that up, it's going to be tough to keep that team down. These are the guys getting buckets for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Raptors are keeping things competitive after 2 quarters. I love the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impressed me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Toronto Raptors.
Game track. Bench points.
What I found interesting about that half of basketball is how the momentum stayed high even when the substitutions started coming into the game. These guys coming off the bench, from both benches actually, are doing a great job of making positive contributions.
Player of the half.
Danilo Gallinari did a great job of reading the defense and exploiting the opportunities where he can make the most damage. He's definitely feeling it.
Who was cold?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half. Here we go with the top 3 plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
Lowry into the front court. The deficit now up to 5. Can't connect from in close.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Marc Gasol able to recover with the block. That's his 3rd block this evening. Knocked loose. Picked up by the Thunder.
Here's your chance to break this thing wide open.
Not done yet. And a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
Lowry guarded by CP3. To VanVleet. Steven Adams with the block.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
Lowry to Van Vliet. Deep right corner. Fires the three, buries it on the catch and shoot.
And your big is the one making that happen. Every time he's involved in a PNR, he's slipping it, forcing that guy from the weak side to come down to help. Quick skip passes equal threes in the bank.
Able to convert inside.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
To Van Vliet. Can't connect from inside. Another follow, no good. Paul, nice pass to set things up. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Ball's controlled by the Raptors. To Lowry. And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
And as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
First free throw is good. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Here comes the screen. To Adams. Marc Gasol tips it. Fourth this contest.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Lowry doesn't get the bounce. Marc Gasol pins it. Ooh, 5.
Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Jay, they're lucky they get the ball back.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Paul, that's good D. Shot no good.
In the first half, he pretty much made every single shot. It was magical to watch. But now that you have drawn so much attention, try to get your teammates more involved.
To Van Vliet. Right time, right player.
Can't teach height.
Lowry to Van Vliet. Wide open look, won't go.
Just seems like there's lead in the feet of the defenders. You have to bounce quicker to the ball to deter that shot.
No good. Defense catching a break there. Toronto has the basketball. That'll get out off the Raptors. To Paul. Fires the three, and it's Gasol with the rebound. Lowry with it. His club staring up at an 8-point deficit. Oh, emphatic slam.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
I don't really care that Fred VanVleet finished third in the voting for Sixth Man of the Year. You know what I care about? That he was a draft snub. That 3 seasons ago, he was undrafted and nobody wanted him. After that, he spent time on the Raptors D-League team to being a guy that sits on their bench to all of a sudden being one of the best players on their squad. That's a story, that's a narrative we need to focus on.
To Paul. For 3. He engulfed him that time.
People do not realize the brilliance of the coaching in this league. The small adjustments made defensively has made all the difference in the second half.
Has a chance, knocks it down from mid-range.
You see, the savvy players, they can create contact. They can throw their arms into you, even their bodies into you, and as soon as the refs blow the whistle once or twice and you become hesitant defensively, they got you right where they want you.
Has a look. And it's rebounded by Adams. To Paul. Free throws coming up.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
Danilo Gallinari. Couple of free throws on the way. Hasn't missed yet. First one, count it. And gets both to drop at the line. It's the Raptors with the basketball. Fred VanVleet surveys the floor. It's no good. Defender did just enough to force the tough shot. Paul into the front court. His team on top by 8. It's a turnover as they head the other way. Slams it down.
How about right after the dunk, he looks right over towards the bench, gets a call from the coach about what defense they're in, and then gets his team set. Those are people that are able to lead men.
Fred VanVleet to Korver. He was hacked. They let it go. That pass taken away by Toronto.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
The assist from number 20, Trevor.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
There you go, finally. Shoot your shot.
Fred VanVleet. OG Anunoby, defended by Steven Adams. The screen sets him up for 2.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Paul into the front court. It's an 8-point lead. Nothing going here on that drive. To Paul. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Can't get the bounce. Korver. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
To Paul. Runner here won't go down. Toronto with the basketball. Thunder have it. Paul. Now a steal as the Raptors have it. The drive right to the basket. Split the D there, but he can't get it to drop. Paul across the timeline. Up 6. And he drains it.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Now a whistle, and Toronto's going to use a timeout as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. Both coaches dip the...
Subbing in for Toronto, number 7, Kyle Lowry. Into the game for Oklahoma City, number 29.
And count the basket inside.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
Lowry into the front court. His guys trail now by 4. Stevenson against the elite defender Robertson. From the painted area, won't go down. And scores. Strong take.
I see this happen all the time. It used to happen to me. Sometimes an easy offense allows more effort to translate to the defensive end.
Across the timeline, it's Lowry. The deficit is 6. And it's rejected.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Lowry has the basketball. Knocked loose. And that's going to get out of bounds. It'll stay Raptors basketball. Lowry to Stevenson. Ibaka to Stevenson. Lets it fly from long range. Not that time.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Here comes the screen to Adams. Serge Ibaka. Huge block. 8 now.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Good look there, but it's no good.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Free throw is good. It's a three-point play, and that just might put this game out of reach. Lowry into the front court. He'll run the offense. Won't go. To Adams. Baseline drive. Count the basket.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Lowry with it. The deficit now up to 13. Stevenson to Korver. He gets it.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Good victory here for the Thunder as they win this one handily. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Thunder got the win in a nail-biter. You ask me, and I'll tell you, it was the ball movement that made all the difference. There's something to be said for a team that can win as a group, and that's what happened here today. Check out the leading scores for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Raptors must be devastated after such a close loss. This loss is sure to be all the more bitter because of how well they shot from beyond the arc. Their percentage from three-point range was outstanding. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Toronto Raptors.
Game track. 3-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen, whether you're tired or not.
Player of the game.
Being able to put up these kind of numbers is always impressive, but having the ability to lead and inspire is something special.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
Check out the upcoming games for the Toronto Raptors. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose, and it's been our pleasure to present you with some NBA basketball.